artificial intelligence. It's everywhere. It writes your emails. It recommends your movies. It drives your cars. It talks to you through your phone. But here's something you don't know. The dream of AI is older than computers, older than electricity, older than the Industrial Revolution. It's a dream that goes back thousands of years to ancient myths of machines that could think and feel. And for most of its history, AI was a failure, a laughingstock, a promise that never delivered. Governments spent billions. Scientists made bold predictions, and then nothing. The money dried up. The researchers gave up. AI died, not once, but twice. Today, AI is the most powerful technology in human history. But the road to get here? It's filled with broken dreams, shattered careers, and a truth that will make you angry. This is the story of artificial intelligence, the dream that refused to die. The story of AI begins not in Silicon Valley, not in a tech company, but in the mind of a British mathematician named Alan Turing. In 1950, Turing published a paper called Computing Machinery and Intelligence. In it, he asked a simple question: can machines think? He proposed a test. A human would talk to a machine and another human. If the interrogator couldn't tell the difference, the machine had passed. It was called the Turing test, and it became the holy grail of AI. But Turing wasn't the only one dreaming of intelligent machines. In 1956, a young computer scientist named John McCarthy organized a conference at Dartmouth College. He invited the brightest minds in the world. They spent 8 weeks brainstorming, and it was there that McCarthy coined the term artificial intelligence. The Dartmouth Conference is considered the birth of AI as a field. It was the Big Bang of artificial intelligence. Everything we know about machine learning, neural networks, and deep learning traces back to that summer in New Hampshire. But there was a problem. The researchers disagreed on how to build AI. Some believed in a top-down approach, programming computers with the rules of human behavior. Others believed in a bottom-up approach, building neural networks that learned like the brain. The top-down approach won, and it led to decades of failure. From 1957 to 1974, AI flourished. Governments poured money into research. Computers became faster and cheaper. Machine learning algorithms improved. Early AI programs showed promise. The logic theorist could prove mathematical theorems. The general problem solver could solve puzzles. Shaky the robot could navigate rooms slowly. But there was a problem. The promises were too big. AI researchers predicted that machines would have human-level intelligence within a decade. They were wrong. Shaky the robot was painfully slow. Each time it moved, it had to update its map. A moving object in its field of view could bewilder it for an hour. In 1973, a British mathematician named Sir James Lighthill delivered a devastating report. He concluded that AI had failed to deliver on its promises. The report was a hammer blow. The US Congress cut funding. The British government followed. AI research collapsed. It was the first AI winter. Millions had been spent. Little had been achieved. The dream of AI was dead. But the dream didn't die. It went underground. In the 1980s, AI had a revival. Expert systems programs that encoded human knowledge were all the rage. Governments and corporations poured billions into AI again. They called it the AI boom. But the promises were too big again. The expert systems were brittle. They couldn't handle the complexity of the real world. By 1987, the hype collapsed. Funding was cut. Researchers lost their jobs. It was the second AI winter. This time, the winter lasted for over a decade. From 1987 to 2000, AI was considered a dead end. But a small group of researchers kept working. They believed in neural networks, a bottom-up approach that simulated the brain. They were laughed at. They were ignored. They were called crazy. And then, in 2012, everything changed. A team of researchers, led by Jeffrey Hinton, Alex Krzyzewski, and Ilya Sutskever, entered the ImageNet competition. Their program, AlexNet, was a neural network, and it destroyed the competition. AlexNet had a 9.8 percentage point advantage over the nearest competitor. It was a landslide victory. For the first time, deep learning was not just a theory. It was practical. It was powerful. It was the future. The AI winter was over, and the summer had begun. In 2014, Google acquired a British AI company called DeepMind for over $500 million. DeepMind had a mission to solve intelligence, and in 2016, they did something extraordinary. They created AlphaGo, an AI that could play the ancient Chinese board game Go. Go is one of the most complex games ever created. There are more possible positions in Go than atoms in the universe. Experts said a computer would never beat a human. AlphaGo played Lee Sedol, the world champion. AlphaGo won 4-1. It was a moment that stunned the world. An AI had achieved something that experts said was impossible. But what made AlphaGo truly remarkable was how it learned. It didn't just follow rules. It developed intuition. It made moves that humans had never considered. It was creative. AlphaGo showed the world that AI wasn't just following instructions. It was thinking. DeepMind's success sent shockwaves through the tech industry. Companies raced to invest in AI. Governments launched national AI strategies. The AI arms race had begun. In 2018, a startup called OpenAI released a new kind of AI. They called it GPT, Generative Pre-trained Transformer. The first GPT model had 117 million parameters. It was impressive, but limited. Then came GPT-2, then GPT-3 with 175 billion parameters. And then, in 2022, OpenAI released ChatGPT. ChatGPT stunned the world. It could write essays. It could answer questions. It could tell jokes. It could code. It could do almost anything you asked. Within 2 months, ChatGPT had 100 million users. It was the fastest-growing consumer application in history. But with great power comes great responsibility. ChatGPT was trained on the entire internet. It learned from everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It absorbed the biases, the hate, and the misinformation. It reflected the worst of humanity. And it also made mistakes. It hallucinated, made up facts. It was confidently wrong. It couldn't distinguish truth from fiction. But despite its flaws, ChatGPT was a turning point. AI had entered the mainstream. It was no longer a research project. It was a tool that could be used for good or evil. And it raised the most important question of our time. What happens when machines become smarter than us? The history of AI is not a straight line. It's a story of broken dreams, shattered careers, and a dream that refused to die. For 70 years, AI was a failure, a laughingstock, a promise that never delivered. But today, AI is the most powerful technology in human history. It's writing our emails. It's diagnosing our diseases. It's driving our cars. And it's just getting started. The future of AI is uncertain. It could save us. It could destroy us. Or it could be something we can't even imagine. But one thing is clear. The dream of AI is no longer a dream. It's reality. This is the archive, preserving the hidden histories of everyday things. If this story surprised you, hit subscribe and drop a comment below. What do you think the future of AI holds? This is the archive. See you in the next one.